All right, we're live. Fun. Hello, hello. I'm so excited to connect with you guys. This is my first time going live on YouTube. Kind of nervous. Ah! Feel free to come in the chat and say where you are in the world. Hi. Hello, Shakti. Oh, hippie friend from Vancouver Island. Lynn, hello. And Richie. Hi, Richie. Oh, this is so cool. You know, I've done these on Patreon over the past few years, but I've never done this on YouTube. And I've always been a little nervous because it's just so public. It's on the internet. You know, so many people can pop on in. You know, it's always been kind of vulnerable. Hi from Los Angeles. Hi, Lynn. Ooh, LA. Fun. Vancouver. Hi, Mom. My mom's here. Hello, Mother. Oh, so cool to have you on. Hello, Astro Plume. Oh, from France. How cool. Isabel, Rome. Amazing. Danielle from Hawaii. Hawaii. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous, Hawaii. I've such earth vortice energy there. It's so powerful. Hello, Lisa from Florida. Andrea from Oklahoma. Emilia from Portugal. Hola, hello. Hi, Mom. Naturalia Herb. Oh, so excited for your thoughts about journaling. Oh, yay. Isn't it amazing? When you're journaling, it's like just pouring all your thoughts, your emotions out on the page. You can get so much out of your head. And it's like every day when you start a new day with that clean slate of approaching the day from this clarity and this freshness and like the just no mental clutter, no stress, all of that just on the page is amazing. Oh, that's so great to hear. I love that you're journaling. Hello from Puerto Rico, North Florida, BC, Canada, Romania. Oh my God, this is so cool. This is wild. Oh my gosh, so happy you're online. Heart, 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 heart. Yes. Love from India, Australia. Hello, Nick. Thank you. I hope you're well as well. You're the GL. I love it. Oh my gosh. Do you guys have a drink with you? Any drinks you have? I've got lemon ginger tea. It's my favorite tea from Yogi Tea. Got at the grocery store. Just sipping on this. We'll wait a few more minutes for more people to come in. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here, guys. I have the most beautiful view right now. It's almost sunset and little sailboats out on the horizon. I can see the ocean right here, the trees. It's such a great spot to do my video editing and all my writing at this desk. And yeah, I'm just so excited to connect with you. Czech Republic, so cool. I've been to Prague when I went backpacking through Europe back in 2015. I went to Prague and it was one of my top favorite spots to visit. Just the city was so magical. Your videos are such an inspiration for me. Thank you. Of course, absolutely. I'm so happy to do it. Hi, in the UK. Woohoo! I love the UK. Espresso coffee. Awesome. Yes, needed. I know. I've been really getting into coffee this last year. I used to only drink hot chocolate or tea, and something clicked where it was like, I need coffee in the morning. Fresh French pressed coffee. Very nice. Very lovely. Happy bubbly gal. Oh, yes, ice cream. Love it. Oh my gosh, Lithuania, so cool. This is so global. Like people from all over the world. This is so fascinating and so cool. Yeah. And so yeah, this is my first live. Really fun. Always been a little nervous to do it, but maybe we'll do more of these. These seem less editing, you know, with making videos, it's so much editing. It's so much, I would say the vast majority of time spent making videos is in editing, you know, not actually like making the video or recording it or writing it, but like in post. And so it's really cool to be able to connect with you guys and just talk straight off the cuff, no editing, no filter, just me being me and just, yeah, not having to do all those, the editing. Hello from India, binging your videos on journaling. Yep. Oh, that's so great. Congrats on the book. Yeah. And so that's why I wanted to go live for the first time, was because of the book and just talk about it. If you guys had any questions, or maybe you're a writer and you want to talk about the writing process, or if you have any questions on like my process of writing, or what inspired me to write this book, or if you just want to talk about slow living, if you have any questions on, how to live true to yourself, your authentic self, and live slowly, and, live at a pace that works for you and is in alignment or in a connection with your intuition, rather than the mainstream, what society expects from us, to go faster, to want more, to achieve more. Um, just to allow ourselves to be, and to just be with your energy and in whatever is most authentic to you. So if you have any questions on any of that, yes, hello Monterey. Oh, cool. New to your channel from what? Los Angeles. Yeah. I'm from San Diego. Words are a gem. Oh, this book will be everything. Oh, yes. How do you mix astrology with slow living in your day-to-day life? Yeah. So I'm a big believer that the cosmos, it's a reflection of what our intuition is guiding us to. So one doesn't need astrology, one doesn't need human design, one doesn't need any of the things. If you're living in alignment with your intuition, you're listening to it, you're trusting yourself, when you get like a ping or a download, or you're being guided in a certain direction in life, or you feel maybe your emotions, you wake up and your emotional state's a little off and you feel it, and maybe you feel something's wrong or something's great, when you sense it intuitively, the cosmos are a mirror. It's reflecting back that which we're already feeling and what we're already experiencing. It's the same for our birth chart or natal promise. What we know to be true, it's an exact reflection of what was promised to us, and what we're here on earth to do. So, but in terms of the everyday, yeah, I look at my transits. I don't check them every day, check them like every few days. When I see a gnarly transit coming up, I'm like, okay, let's prepare for that. Or if I'm seeing some good things, like just the other day, I had just a day where I was just high on life, and like I was just so inspired and I was just feeling so good. And I was like, okay, what's going on in the astrology? Let's check this out. So I pull up my transits, and of course, just beautiful, Jupiter and moon, and just lots of magical trines and things like that. So it's, when I'm noticing something and I'm picking up on something intuitively, I check the transits, or if I know a hard transit's coming up, I'm kind of aware of it, a couple weeks out. Um yeah, so that's how I mix it in my day-to-day life, but, everything starts from my intuition. Everything is rooted in that first and foremost. The hardest is to live slowly while being an extremely anxious type of person. Yeah, that's really hard. That's really hard. The thing that has really helped me, because I used to have social anxiety, panic attacks, a lot of them when I was living in the US. I would just, I'd be working on something, I'd be journaling at a coffee shop, or I would get an email and I would get into full on spirals and panic attacks. And something that really helped me was breathing, like breath work. That is the thing that got me out of that, when I would have panic attacks. But also, just over the years, being so connected to my breath and breathing, and the exhale and the inhale, and also, being so connected with the sensory experience. I'm a Taurus. Any Tauruses out there, feel free to put, say if you're a Taurus down in the chat. But we are so connected to the sensory experience of life, of sight, sound, smell, taste, the physical body, and the experience of it. And so that has been really helpful in decreasing that anxiety, is just being so aware and so present, and kind of like always in observation of the present moment. So, when an emotion comes up, I allow myself to feel it, but, I'm always the watcher of the thought. Like, I'm a watcher of the emotion. I'm watching it play out rather than being in it. But of course, we're all human, they're going to be, we're going to get in sideswept into the emotion, of course. But I find just the breath work really helps. Putting a hand on your heart and your stomach, and just breathing and just fully being there, that really helps. But that's something I do a lot whenever I'm feeling stressed, or if I need to recenter, is I just go back within. Question: how do you feel? Amazing. Amazing. I don't know what's been going on. Well, I have a couple clues with astrology, but I just feel so unapologetically good. Like, so unabashedly strong in who I am, and I feel so centered, and I feel so anchored and rooted in myself that yeah, it's like the things that used to bother me or like scare me 6 months ago, or the things I would worry about a year ago, like who I was a year ago, I'm completely different in the sense of like the authentic connection with the self is so strong. And the intuition is so strong, like the gut feelings, the knowingness, all of that. Um, that like day to day life, it's like, something that I used to struggle with a lot, like even a year ago was if I thought like of a memory of something that happened when I was in high school or something as a teenager, something I would cringe or I would get like really nervous or embarrassed, or a memory would come up and I'd be like, "Oh, why did I do that? Oh, that was so stupid. Oh, I hate when I did that." Right? I used to be so hard on myself. Something I noticed in the last like 3 months, the things that used to make me cringe and like hate on myself so hard years ago or even just a year ago, they don't affect me anymore. Like the fears, the insecurities, they're just kind of like, "Oh, like that's okay." Like, "That's all right, girl." I think the self-love has gotten so strong that the things that I used to be so sensitive about, or like being such a people pleaser. I grew up such a people pleaser. Like I was the sweet girl. I was the girl that, was always like doing things for other people and never, started anything, or just was confrontational, or just never honest and never like fully strong in who I was. Something changed like in the last year, and then it went like last April was a huge up level, and then recently in the last few months, but specifically in the last few weeks even more, it's just kind of like there's something cementing. So that's how I'm feeling. Long answer, but feeling great. The hardest, yeah, so anxious. Tell us about the book publishing experience. Yeah. um Oh, my mom was a Taurus and she recently passed away. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm a Virgo. Of course, you were extremely close. Yeah, Taurus and Virgo. You guys know each other. You guys are like so similar. I'm so sorry. Losing a parent is the hardest thing. The hardest thing. I feel so much for you. I feel so much compassion for you. It's truly, and your life just is completely shaken up, and I'm really feeling for you. Yeah, so the book publishing process. So, the experience was really cool. I would say for the first book, I needed this. I needed someone to kind of walk me through the process of what it's like to publish a book. What are the steps? What is the process like in terms of design and editorial and marketing and, all the different little detailed things. I find it's really hard for me to think about the details. I'm much more big picture, zoomed out, like seeing the big grand plan rather than the small details of things. The details stress me out. And so having a book publisher was so helpful for the first book because I really needed it. But I think, the thing about book publishing that was a bit hard for me is, when you are such a creator or a creative type and you have a vision for something you want, it's kind of like, exactly what it looks like, exactly what it want, everything to look like. And I think the problem for me with book publishing that I had was like, I knew what I wanted, but it's not exactly the way I wanted. Like one of the things is this is a hardcover. I wanted like a soft, easy, light book that you can put in your back pocket and take with you traveling or take with you on the bus, and you could just read it on the bus or something like that. That was kind of the vision I had for the book. And so I think the book publishing experience was wonderful. It was amazing. It flowed. The minute I got the email from my book publisher to get the book published, and this was 2 years ago. 2 years ago they reached out to me. I was like, yeah, hell yes, like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, like absolutely. I just knew I wanted to work with them, and it's just been so wonderful. They've really guided me, and they've made it also so beautiful. Like the book is stunning, like the pages are glossy. It smells so good. Like I'm such a book smell person. Like, oh my God. It smells like magazine textbook smell. It's so good. But yeah, it's just everything, like the design of it, it was amazing. My editor is amazing. My publisher, like they're all so wonderful. It's a really amazing group of, people that just really like guided me through it, and that was really, really helpful. So I loved it. Yeah, and it was really cool. I actually have a video that's going to be going out in a couple days. It's already finished and uploaded. I'm just trying to figure out when's the good day I feel intuitively called to post it. But in the video, I take you through the journey of like getting the call that the book was green lit, and then we signed the contract, and just that whole step-by-step process of it. But it was great. It was great. Yeah. And I love the editing process too. Like they really helped me organize and structure my ideas. That was something I really needed for the book. And so they were able to like use their, their skills, to help me. Performing spoken word and poetry slams helped me overcome social anxiety and stage fright. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Spoken word for sure. And poetry slams. That's so cool that you do that, or you did that. Teaching us to unlearn and learning to love myself in different ways. And that I could possibly imagine. You are one of a kind, the peace of mind I feel when I watch you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Um, yeah, compassion for yourself. Do you ever feel nervous traveling on your own? No, I don't. Unless, let me just make sure this was, I don't know why it was restricted a message. But yeah, so do I feel nervous? No, I don't. Unless it's to a place where, you know, like the neighborhood, I might feel a little bit unsafe. Like sometimes I've gotten Airbnbs in neighborhoods that aren't, like the center part of town, or they're kind of like, off a little, the different outside of the city, maybe a little bit isolated or dark or quiet streets. And so when I'm walking home at night by myself, I get a little nervous, but I think that's natural and normal for, anyone who's like walking, in a new place, by themselves. But in terms of like overall, no, I love traveling by myself. I feel most comfortable traveling by myself and most myself when I'm traveling by myself, because I love like sitting on a train and getting lost in thought and just being so like in my own cloud and in my own, like, it's like poetic, it's poetry, like the traveling by yourself on a train and like having a journal and, writing down your thoughts and listening to music and just getting swept away in the scenery. It's so romantic and magical, and I love it. So no, I don't feel nervous unless it's in a neighborhood in my Airbnb that I'm a little cautious of, or if it's late at night. I usually don't walk around late at night when I'm in cities or in general or places. I'm about to go solo traveling again for my birthday in May, and so yeah, that'll be fun. I'm actually going to Amsterdam and Bruges. Um, Mia is a dyslexic Virgo rising and moon. Yeah. Thank you for the advice and explaining everything so well. I'll definitely give breathing exercises a try when anxiety hits. Yeah. Hi from Montreal. Cool. I don't know why. Message retracted. I don't know why, Nick, the messages are being retracted. So glad it's a great experience for you. Thank you for answering my question. Of course. Tiny Lions, I love your username. Good morning, beautiful Helena, and congratulations at IHOP in San Francisco. IHOP, yeah! Oh my gosh, when I used to live in New York City, me and my friends, because we were so poor, we were so broke, like we had like no money. We would go to IHOP when they had international like free pancake day. So pancakes would be free. Like you could go into IHOP, you'd have to wait like 2 hours in line outside. This was, I think, in February they would do this. I don't know if they're still doing that now, but we would wait in line for like 2 hours, and we'd go into IHOP and we'd all get a big stack of pancakes for free pancakes. And it was such a magical experience. We did this like every year when I was like 18, 19, 20 years old. But when I think of IHOP, I think of those experiences because it was just so magical. I love diners and that whole like Americana diner vibe. So fun. Yeah, visiting Amsterdam. Oh, there in November. Fun. Highly recommend other Dutch cities like, ooh, Utrecht, The Hague, and oh, definitely I'll check it out. Cool. Yeah, I really want to check Rotterdam. Have you been there? Curious to know your thoughts on that. Oh, send by mistake. Yeah, no worries, Nick. Maybe not a subscriber of yours. That's why you can't see the messages. Yeah. Oh, it's only open to subscribers. Ooh, I did not know that. How can I open this? Let me just check on this real quick because I want anyone to join. Because I know with like YouTube, like, some people don't have accounts with YouTube and so they can't subscribe, but I still want them to see the content. Let me just edit this real quick and I'll get to some questions. Viewer stream does not support. Yeah. Huh. Wow. I don't want it to be only for subscribers. I want it to be to everyone. Um, hmm. Let me just check real quick. This is my first time doing a stream like this, and so it actually took me some time to figure out how to even start the stream. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know how to edit this. But I have some questions here from Instagram. So I asked you guys over at Instagram if you had any questions, as well as the community tab. And I'm just going to answer some questions. And if there's any questions here in the chat, we'll do that too. But yeah, I have no idea how to fix this. I have to learn YouTube Live. Okay, live chat replay. Oh, anyone found it, found it. Okay, anyone can send messages now. So if you are not subscribed, you can now send in your question. Woohoo! Okay. I'm so bad at tech, guys. Like I may be, in my 20s, 28, but I'm not good at tech. Like I still don't understand how Discord works. I still don't understand how so much works. Prefer Rotterdam to Amsterdam. Oh, good to know. People must be a subscriber. Yeah, 5 minutes. Oh, 5 minutes to be able to message. Ooh, interesting. I had no idea about that. Highly recommend the cube. Meditate every day. My spiritual teacher also guides us through topics such as simplicity, peace, and the inner transformation. I'll definitely purchase your book. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Does anyone know how to help? Oh, there you go. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thanks. How do you handle dealing with others in your life that don't live slowly? Simple. Let them live their life. Let them live their life. No need to tell them how to live slowly or why it's important to live slowly or, why, it's so great to go within, there's no need to tell people that you need to do this or it's important to do this. And if other people are living two super different lives, they're living the life that they're meant to live. And if that's, their value is to go faster, to chase more, maybe that's just what they want and that's okay. Everyone kind of wants something different, yearns for a different lifestyle or has different values. And, also personality wise, some people just their personality naturally is better for a faster life and everyone's got to go at their own rhythm. But in terms of dealing with other people, just let them live their life. You live yours, having that, it's kind of like when you discover something or a lifestyle or a way of life, or you discover a teaching or something. First it hits you and it might not resonate, right? And that's okay. Sometimes it doesn't resonate for a long time. But if it keeps coming up and it keeps impacting you and it affects you emotionally, and then maybe you try something or you take action in a way that kind of resonates with that, and then it sticks, and then there comes a point where there's a moment where something clicks and it's like, oh my gosh, there's no going back. And so with slow living and with you living at your center and living connected to yourself, living slowly versus other people who might be going faster, it's like you can love something so much and resonate it with it so much and be so connected to that. And despite what anyone's doing, despite what anyone is saying or wanting, or the distractions in the media, or what society thinks is best, or what your peers think is the best way to live life, if you're so in love with the journey and so anchored in your beingness and you're so connected with that, it doesn't matter if people don't like it, or it doesn't matter if people think, you should go faster, or you should want something bigger with your life or whatever. It's you're just so rooted. And that's self-sovereignty, right? And trusting yourself. And I talk about that in the book. But self-sovereignty and trusting yourself, and doesn't matter what anyone else is doing or what anyone else thinks about your lifestyle, as long as you're living true to yourself. Oh my God, French is so hard. I know. I've taken so many classes. It's really hard. It's really difficult. Got your book? Yeah, yay! But go to Colombia. Woohoo! I'm so happy I could finally make it to your live. Oh, this is Shafika. Shafika. Tell me if I'm pronouncing it right. From Boston. 10 years, daughter. Love you in your videos. Woohoo! Thank you. That's so cool. Northern California, from Southern California. Cool. Oh my gosh, I want to go to the redwoods so bad. I've never been, but those trees look unreal. I really want to go. I feel such a calling to go up north to Mount Shasta. Oh my gosh, such a pull to go over there. And then Oregon and Ashland is like top of my list. Top of my list is Ashland and Oregon. Oregon, I have wanted to move there since I was in high school. When I was a sophomore in high school, I wanted to be a doctor, along with the 20 other career professions I've wanted in my life. And I remember I made a vision board when I was like 14 or 15 years old. I went to the library and I printed out all these pictures of Oregon and University of Portland, and I wanted to go to med school there. And I had my whole life planned out when I was like 14. None of it had changed 6 months later, but the calling to go to Portland is still so strong in my heart, and I want to go so bad. So cool that you live in Northern California, though. Mount Shasta and that whole area is so cool. Utah, journaling more. Thanks. Oh, I'm so glad. Journaling is the number one thing that's changed my life. Journaling. It's the thing that's guided me through everything in life. As a kid, when I'm going through hard times, I have so many journals. Like I have everything documented in my life. Probably going to burn it at some point, but it's cool to look back on. Any big tips just starting a new chapter in me and my wife's life? We just bought a house in Central Laura. Oh, Laura Valley. Cool. Any big tips? Don't go shopping unless you really love the thing. I'm not saying that right. If you're starting a new life, maybe getting your first place, starting your life over in a new country, don't try to fill the space right away, because that's something I frequently do when I move. Is if I'm going into a bigger house, I want to go shopping that day and like get paintings and pillows and all the stuff, and then I end up not 100% loving the thing. And so that's something I've learned, just like living a simple life and like being really intentional and intuitive and connecting with that is being super mindful of every single purchase I make when it comes to like furniture or design or clothes or any of that stuff. You have to really love it, because when you bring in stuff that you're like, mediocre about, you're going to see that every day. And when you're starting a new life, there's just something so magical about starting fresh, clean slate, starting over. And the person that you are now will be different from the person that you were 6 months from now, or the person that you were a month ago. You could be very different. The person that bought that pillow or that bought that outfit, that dress that you loved so much at that one point in time, you might not love it a year from now, or you might not love it now. And so be okay with like letting go of all of the past versions of you, the clothes, the design, the stuff, the pots and pans, which I hate to say you get rid of your stuff, because you don't want to just like get rid of your stuff, because it's not intentional. But at the same point, it's like, yeah, just being who you really like truly are in this moment, and allow yourself to change, because you might change, especially when you're moving to different places and you're starting a new life in new places. Are you still videoing your travel experiences? Are you done? Oh, definitely not done. No, for sure. We're still going. I love it. I love travel and video and all of that. The thing I'm done with is playing small. And playing small is kind of a personal thing of like, I'm not dimming myself at all anymore. Not at all. So if that means I'm cursing in a video, I'm cursing in a video. If that means, I'm making a video about something that's completely off brand and completely out of my niche, and may get hundreds of unsubscribes from people, awesome. Let's do it. That's kind of, so the playing small, but also the French videos. I'm done making videos on France. This is something I've known for a long time, but it took me many, many, many months to like fully make the decision. Like sometimes you get the idea, but it takes time to like actually process. I'm done with France content, but I'm definitely going to be making videos on travel. I haven't announced this yet, but Alex and I are not moving. We're going to Bali this summer, and we're going to live there this summer. We're also trying to figure out where else we're going to go in Asia, but I want to make documentaries about life in Asia, South America, other countries that are not France. Like I'm ready for new countries, new experiences, new ways of life, new different cultures, different languages. I'm ready for like being the seeker and making videos about different places. But definitely not stopping the videos. Oh, thank you. Sent you a DM Instagram with your email. Have you been able to see my message? Yes, I see all of the messages, but I can't respond to every DM. It gives me social anxiety, every single DM. So I can't. But yes, if you sent me a message, I got it. Alex and I have he's helped me compile a huge database with all the emails. And so I'll be sending that tomorrow, the free slow living course. If you got the book, by the way, if you pre-ordered it, feel free to send me an email or an Instagram DM if you haven't done so already, and you'll be getting my free slow living mini course that will go along with the book. So thank you in advance for your support. It's like a little gift from me to you, just to say thank you for being on this journey with me and supporting me. Yes, so you'll be getting that tomorrow. Some of the ways, tips you listen to, honor, and stay in alignment with your intuition. The first big thing that comes to mind is the minute a download comes in, or like Lacey Phillips, she calls it a ping. You could call it a ping, but it's also just that kind of like that moment of like, ooh, I need to do that, or like, that feels right. Anytime you get that kind of moment of clarity, and it doesn't feel anxious, it doesn't feel impulsive, it doesn't feel emotional. It doesn't feel emotional. Intuitive gut feelings don't feel emotional. They feel peaceful, and they feel really present, and they feel really like all knowing. It's like calm knowingness. When you get those feelings, act on them and trust them. That's like my biggest tip, is the minute you get a ping, trust it. Like trust it. Write it down in your journal. Have a journal. I would recommend having a diary or a journal that's literally just for your intuitive downloads, your pings, so that you can come back to it and look at them and review them and see how some of the pings you got, maybe you took action on that ping, what came from the ping, or how did you feel when you took action on that intuitive knowingness. Just kind of tracking it in the beginning, but also developing that trust muscle of like habitually, consistently leaning on and trusting your intuition. Those little messages and downloads that come in, and they feel very peaceful, but it's like just trusting it, because that's the thing I think a lot of people have a hard time with. It's not listening or like hearing the intuition or feeling the intuition, because we all are intuitive. We all have that connection. But the issue is a lot of people don't trust themselves, and a lot of people don't trust their intuition. And so we want to honor that by like taking action and like following through on the messages and guidance we're getting. And also like having, a communication, an open, receptive dialogue with your inner voice, with your intuition, with God, with source. Every day I pray, whether that's in my journal or it's out loud, or when I'm taking my daily walk, I will whisper and like talk to the, it sounds super weird. And like, I know it sounds kind of like like a weird, like, I don't know, Disney cartoon or something, but it's like I literally whisper to the trees, and I literally whisper to the flowers, and I'll sit in a patch of grass, and I'll connect with a leaf, and I'll talk. I'll literally talk to like God. With nature, when I'm on my walk, when I'm alone, I'll get like little sentences, or like little like words will channel through me, and I'll hear it, and I'm like, yeah, I hear you. I hear you, intuition. I got you. I hear you, God. Yeah. And it's just that confirmation of like, yep, that's it. Trust it. Don't lose that trust. Northern California for 8 years. You wanted to, oh yes, Ashland. Woohoo. Love that, Joanna. Sorry if you discussed this and I missed your answer. What is the book available in the UK? Is it not available in the UK? I didn't even know that, Beverly. Here's the problem with book publishing. Is that I have no control over those things. I have no control over, like where it will be published or how much it will be. These are problems that I've had with the book process, and I don't want to get into it and just like talk about that. But, there's so many things outside of my control. The only thing I've really had control in was writing the book. And then I made sure it was pink and yellow branding. Like pink and yellow branding was like non-negotiable. No greens in the book aside from, pictures of nature. But like it was, I had design authority over the book, and I had, the content itself. But other than that, like I have no say in where it's being printed or where it will be shipped to or how much is it, which is honestly the kind of annoying thing with, working with the publishers. You really don't have a lot of control. Yeah, Big Island, Hawaii. So cool. Don't burn your journals. I hope you make another book. Okay, so I don't want to write a book based on my journals, but the next book that I have in mind, which I already have I got the download a couple days ago on my walk, was the next book is going to be like a book of poetry. I don't want to say the topic of what it's going to be yet, but it's based on like journal entries. So when I'm writing in my journal, a lot of what I write is poetry, song lyrics. It's really abstract, it's really conceptual. It's not super bloggery. Like this book is very straightforward and like here are practical ways to live slowly and connect with your intuition and like this is what I've learned and like here's how you can tangibly practically like walk away from this and with something useful. And that's what I do on my blog, but in my journal entries it's really like poetry and like very soft writing, and so the next book will be a book of poetry. Thoughts on stoicism? Yeah, I love it. um Yeah, it's kind of like the, not attaching yourself to, like, anything is good or bad. I stoicism is a really big thing that changed me, and it's made me a lot more present with my life, and not only that, but it's made me enjoy life more. It's interesting, um, with, stoicism. So, I had these realizations about like life and death and what is the whole purpose of this existence, and why are we here, and what's the point of like living, like what's the point of all these things, like all of these thoughts like came to my mind like years ago when my dad died. When my dad died it was a huge wake up call. My life completely changed when my dad died, and it was very sudden and it was out of nowhere, it was unpredictable, and that made me leave my job, left New York City, stop chasing success, stop chasing more and more things. I wanted to be like such a successful family photographer when I was living in New York at the time, and like just everything shifted, and it was because of the realization that like time is a constant thing and life is very long. So that's the good news. Life is long. We've got our whole lives to like, live this experience, but also time is an important thing to like think about and to note about, and every day is precious. Every day is a gift. And the thoughts of death and like stoicism and like every day is precious. That's the big thing that got me into stoicism. And then also Hellenistic astrology. I took Chris Brennan's astrology course, his big Hellenistic astrology course on the astrology school. And he talks a lot about stoicism and philosophy and things like that. And that's what got me really into it. Um, so cool to see you guys all here. How's the Zodiac releasing reading can help you with living slow? It doesn't. It doesn't help you with living slow. Zodiacal releasing is a completely different thing. Slow living is lifestyle. It's like how to be present in the moment. Zodiacal releasing is like it's very technical. Um, but also the thing about zodiacal releasing is, this is an ancient timing technique. Um, for anyone doesn't know it, from first century BC, and this technique basically times your life. You can see your life chapters and your periods and things like that. The amazing thing about zodiacal releasing is it makes you realize how fated and destined and everything is perfectly divinely timed in life, and there's no need to worry. There's no need to fear. There's no need to like stress about what if I made that other choice? What if I made that other, route in life? Like, would I be happier? Would my life be different? And when you start getting into like ancient astrology and philosophy and things like that, and zodiacal releasing specifically, you realize how magical this world is and how magical life is and how we're such a small drop in the ocean, but we're so purposeful. Like our purpose here is so intentional and we came here with a mission, and zodiacal releasing is just a reflection of everything that is divinely timed in our lives. And with slow living, it's kind of a similar mindset of, when you live slowly and you're super present with your life and who you are and where you are in life and what you want out of life, um, you're living in the moment, you're living in the now. And um, yeah, it's just so magical. It's all kind of intertwined, but they are different. They're very different things. Astrology is very technical, and slow living is like it's like the two parts of me is like slow living, talking about lifestyle, and then there's the part of me that's talking about astrology. They're completely different energies, but I love them both equally. Um, Curious, what was the draw for you when it comes to studying astrology? Grew up with it. I grew up with it as a kid. It's always been in my life. It's my mom, when I was born, she got us when I was a baby, like first, first year of life, she got us a synastry reading. by an astrologer. And so I grew up with this huge packet of documents of our synastry and, our aspects with one another, my mom and me, and my houses and, the different planets I have in the houses and the signs. And so I grew up with this as a kid. I've always loved it. But I got really serious about it in my 20s. But yeah, I love it. I love astrology. It's just a mere astrology is literally pattern synthesis. It's studying the correlations between celestial bodies and earthly events. And it's magical when you get into it because it just reinforces like faith in like magic and divine timing and God and all of these things. It's so cool. Um, do you also go see Hungary if you haven't yet? Budapest. I love Budapest. I was there for a week when I was backpacking there, and I loved it. I went to the ruin bars. Zimpala Ruin Bar in Budapest was incredible. I went twice. I met a group of girls there when I was backpacking, and we went out, and it was super fun. And we went to the ruin bars, and I went to the baths there. I love Budapest. I was just watching The Bachelor. Do any of you guys watch The Bachelor? Any of you guys watch that show? I'm really into The Bachelor. I got into it last year, actually. And they went to Budapest, and I was like, Alex, we gotta go. We gotta go to Budapest. It's so beautiful. Colombia. If you ever decide to come to South America, write me a DM. Cool. Yes. Send me a DM. That would be awesome. That would be great. Yeah. I really want to go to South America. I'm really drawn to the Patagonia region specifically. Been to Bali 3 or 4 times. People are very friendly. Yeah, they're so wonderful. I don't listen to, I notice cause distress for myself. Yeah. Can you do a video with examples on the pings that have happened for you and how they turned out? Yeah, maybe. I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I could see that. Maybe like a little artistic short film of like moments in life. Yeah. It's like when you don't do or not do, when you got a message to act and it happens, you're like, oh man, I knew it. Oh my God, right? Right? That happens a lot, actually. And when it does, I get so mad at myself. It doesn't happen often because I'm usually really good at like trusting the gut and like acting on it and listening to it. But the few times that it has happened, it's like, damn, like I am so mad at myself. I knew it. I knew it. My gut wasn't wrong. It wasn't wrong. And I knew it. Why didn't I listen? Right. It's frustrating. Love your spirit, Helena. Do you have any words of wisdom for people who are in transition? I'm in between jobs. Yeah. The not knowing is uncomfortable and it's a little scary and terrifying to the mind, right? Like to the mind, to the human, it is very scary not knowing. But there's also something quite like interesting and freeing. And I hate to use the word magical, but it is kind of magical of like, where is the universe going to take you? Like, what's next for you in life? This is a blank slate. You can like create your life. You can create a new foundation, a new life, a new place, a new job, a new lifestyle, a new habits. Like you have like when you're in transition with jobs, you have this ability to start something new because the thing about that can be really hard is as humans, we get into ruts, we get into habits, we get into patterns, and it's really hard to get off of that pattern once we're very comfortable. Once we're on like a grind and it's like we're in it, we feel good, we feel comfortable, life is easy, it's a normal thing day in, day out. It's actually a lot harder to get off of that wheel. It's easier to stay on it and to not leave. But it takes massive courage to get off and to transition into something new. But when you are in that place of transition, you're free. And you can make the choice of where you're going next. My advice would be, I was just thinking, I don't have any wisdom, but I could say my advice would be, get really clear on your values. Like get really, really clear about what is most important to you for this next job or this next place. Get very clear on that and know yourself. Like know the lifestyle you want. What do you need? What is the relationship with the coworkers? What's the commute like? Like get really clear on what it is you want and make a list. Like write a list of exactly what you want with this next job, and then start surrounding yourself with expanders. And this is Lacey Phillips' work with his to be magnetic. But expanders are people who have done something similar with their lives or who have a similar story or a similar theme in their life, or maybe they grew up similar, childhood, or maybe they had the same problem. Start surrounding yourself. Oh my God, my tea is getting cold. Surround yourself with people or consume content by people, podcasts, YouTube, documentaries, people who left their job or in a transition and then they started something new with their life. Like start getting inspiration and start data collecting from people who have done what you maybe want, because when you start surrounding yourself with expanders, you start to see that what you want is possible. And when you see that what you want is possible, you start feeling like, ooh, that's kind of exciting. Like, ooh, where are we going with this? This is fun. This is curious, and just having that curiosity is going to be really important. Like staying in that curious, like, ooh, what's going to happen? But remember, stay so fully in your power and in who you are authentically, and go back to the values, because that's going to be really important. Can you do a video? Oh yeah, we talked about that. Love your spirit, Helena. Do you have any words of wisdom? Oh yeah, we talked about that. Are you going to the audiobook? No, I'm not doing the audiobook, unfortunately. I was going to. That was the plan. And it just hasn't flowed. It's harder to do it. There hasn't been much interest in the audiobook. And not only that, but I would have to fly out somewhere to do the recording, and it would cost me a lot of money to get out there, and it's just a lot of time, and it's a lot of work, and it's like it doesn't feel fun. It doesn't feel fun to me. And it has to feel fun. It is a masterpiece, a beautiful coffee table book. Thank you. Thank you, Bella. I can't wait to read your words in your book. I'm like reading all of these, by the way. I'm like slowly going down. Brisbane, West Coast of Canada. Congrats on becoming an author. How cool is that? So cool. So cool. So cool. I can't even believe it. Would love to have a physical journal from you with daily bro. Oh, yes. I have wanted to do that. I've had that idea for 3 years now. It just hasn't been done yet. But yes. Yes, I have a guided journal that I sold on my website for a few years. I took it down. It's going to be in the slow living course that I'm creating, the slow intuitive living course. I'm actually have 3 of them that I'm making. I had 1, but I'm making 2 others inspired by new recent events. So those will be there, but like a physical one, I haven't made one yet, but maybe someday. How do you manage your anxiety knowing your difficult transits? It just is. I know it's a terrible, terrible, answer to that, but it's like, I'm not emotionally attached, like I've got really hard transits in my 40s. Like this is long-term thinking, but like 2031 looks absolutely terrible for me. But I'm not worried about it. I'll get there when I get there. I've got a hard transit coming up, June of 2024. It looks really rough. I'm not worried about it. I'll get to that bridge when I get to it, but also like I have so much trust and faith in life and God and magic and everything only timed. So when I see a really hard transit, I'm like, well, I'm meant to experience something along these rounds, this realm. I'm meant to experience that. And so that's what I chose. And that's the thing, like coming from like, what I believe personally, I believe we chose this life. I believe we chose our parents. I believe we chose, and this is like, we're going into like esoteric like stuff, I don't know if you guys believe in, past lives, or if you guys have read the book Journey of Souls, which is very out there, and some of you guys might not resonate with it, some of you guys may, but I'm just a big believer that everything is like, it's our souls, like we chose this path and we can't see it. The human mind cannot comprehend that. Like the human mind cannot wrap its head around the idea that things are timed, or that this, like, we are so one with the universe and we're so freaking like connected to everything. Like most people, it's really hard to comprehend that. But I think because of that faith of like everything is divinely timed, even the hard stuff, I'm like, all right, well, soul, you wanted me to experience this, so let's do it. Let's bring it head on, And I just think like I'm not afraid of like, experiencing conflict. I'm not. I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior inside, so I'm not afraid of that stuff. But I would say like advice for that would be like, if you did have anxiety, is get out of it. Like don't look at astrology if you're nervous about it. Like if you get anxiety from looking at astrology, don't look at astrology. Like that would be my advice. Pakistan, hello, Farah. Children can be positively influenced early in life knowing their astrological blueprint. They can be encouraged and inspired knowing this aspect of themselves. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. You have more wisdom than you know. Thank you. I don't think I have wisdom. I get that a lot. I get a lot of comments and DMs, people saying, "You're so wise." It's like, I don't think I'm wise. I think I'm curious. And I think that's the difference. It's like, I'm not wise. I'm interested. I'm curious. I want to learn. I want to know. I want to understand things. And I also think nothing I don't take anything at face value. Like I'm always investigating things and questioning why is that? Like let's get down to the root and like why is this a thing? Who taught me this belief? Where did this belief come from? Like I'm always inquisitive and I'm always like wondering why something is rooted in something or whatever. And so I think because of that curiosity, I've just learned a lot. But maybe that's knowledge. I don't know if it's wisdom. I think I'll be really wise in my 50s, but I think now I'm still kind of playing and like data collecting. Please save this live so others can watch it and benefit from it as well. Yeah, I'll save this for sure. Bots, your message was retracted, but if you come back in 5 minutes, maybe I don't know if that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know how this live thing works. The other thing about journaling I really love is fountain pens. Yeah. Do you have a favorite pen that you love to write with? I do. Let me show you. It's actually from a beautiful, darling subscriber, Emma. Emma, if you're watching this, hi. She mailed me this, and it's a fountain pen. It says Helena on it. It's from Japan. And I write this all the time for journals. I use this for letter writing. It's really gorgeous. I love it. Thank you so much, Emma. I use it every day. I love it. Hello, Hannah. Would you please consider doing more guided meditation videos? Yeah, I have a whole bunch of them on my website. They were for sale for years. It didn't do that well. To be honest, guys, my shop did not do well. Like, I think I made a big investment. Like, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so great. The shop's gonna be like, people are gonna buy the meditations, people are gonna buy the ebook. And it didn't do well. And so I took down the meditations, but I might make some new ones. I want to make some new ones. I will say though, if you've pre-ordered the book, you get free meditations in the pre-order. So if you pre-ordered the book, be sure to send me your receipt or your confirmation code or whatever, and I can send you the free course, and it has a bunch of meditations. But yeah, I will be posting more meditations for sure. That is something I really want to do. Yeah, that's something I really want to do. Hello from Cornwall. Thanks. Appreciate your guidance and wisdom. I believe we chose this life. I do too. I do too. I do too. And I don't think I think my faith is so strong in life that like even the hardships, even the hard experiences, I'm like, what am I learning from this? What did I gain from this? And I don't think it's healthy to always ask, what did I gain from every hard experience? Sometimes things just suck, and sometimes you're just going through a terrible time, and like that's just like it. But it's like there's something really, interesting about just like asking, like, why this? Like, what am I gaining from this? What am I learning from this? What did this experience teach me? And I talk about this in the book in the beginning section about how, like, sometimes something that you wanted doesn't happen, and you could be really sad about it. Or maybe like something in your life doesn't happen the way, you expected it to, or something like that. Um, Sometimes something else replaces it in a really magical way. Like sometimes a year later, something will flow in and it's like, whoa. Or 2 years later, maybe you had an amazing date with a guy, or you dated a guy for a while and it just wasn't like you thought he was like awesome and he could have been the one, but then it just didn't work out and you were really sad about it. And you're like, why did this happen? I don't understand. But then you don't know that the next guy is the one, or you don't know that like the next person is your forever person. I'm just using that as an example, but the thing about life is it's so magical in that sense. And like sometimes the things that don't happen make way for something better, and you can't usually see it yet. Sometimes things take time. But I believe we chose this life. That's just me going off on a tangent. Basically, quantum entanglement, what you're describing, law of conservation. I don't know about that. What is that? Can you explain that to me? Reading books helps, watching YouTube. Let me know about that just here. I'd love to hear more about what that is. Quantum entanglement, law of conservation. I'm really into law of assumption right now. Do you guys know what that is? I'm really into that. It's been content I've been consuming for the last 3 months is law of assumption. Can you make more videos on how to journal in a way which helps us to reflect upon all the levels of thinking? Yeah, like, do you mean, like, journal prompts or, like, make a journal, like, a video on, how to reflect on things? Yeah, I'd have to find like, how would I teach that or how would I show that? I don't know how I would make that, but yeah, I'll think about that. I'll have to think about some ways to, like, make it tangible and practical so people can walk away from something with that. You can use Insight Si oh, yeah, I love Insight Timer. Insight Timer is great. I've been using them for years. I also love the Rituals app. The Rituals app is really cool because, Rituals is that store that sells, like, candles and body wash and things like that, but they have, an app for free, Rituals, and they have really cool guided meditations and silent meditations too, but I used that the first few years when I got into meditation in, like, 2017, 2018, and then I switched over to Insight Timer, and I love it because you can use the bell, you can put the bell on and things like that. Have you thought of doing pen pals with different people? I love letter writing so much. Yeah, I've done pen pals my whole life. I used to have childhood pen pals. There was a girl I'd never met before, and we used to send letters back and forth for like 5 years, and then I finally met her like 5 years later or whatever. And yeah, and I do it now. I still have pen pals now. I still write letters to my friends all the time. I send postcards when I'm traveling all the time. I pre-ordered your book. Excited to get it on Tuesday. Calm Corner. I love your name on YouTube. Calm Corner. That's so beautiful. Sending love from SoCal. What made you feel awe recent? Oh, today. Today I felt in awe. I was on my walk and there was a bird on the tree branch and it had the most insane music. I wish I took a video so I could share it with you, but I didn't take a video because I was so in the moment, but it had the most delightful, delectable, delicious music. It was like a symphony. It was so gorgeous, and I was just like for like a good 60 seconds just like listening to it. Birds are magical, magical. Hello from Oceanside. Yes, mom. Hello, mom. Hello from Oceanside. Yes, I'm so excited to see you soon, mom. Congrats from Virginia. Virginia. I used to live there. I used to live in Alexandria. Love it. Love Virginia a lot. So beautiful in Virginia. Like so gorgeous. Oh, message retracted from Debbie. Yeah. So with that said, we had chat, we talked a bit. This is the book. I'm still going to, be making videos, obviously, on YouTube. Like, I'm still going to be making content, posting content, all of it. But there is something about this book writing process that has made me, I feel like this is an end of an era. I really do. And it's not with YouTube. It's just this chapter of my life. Of like writing about slow living and I'm still going to be talking about slow living because it's a part of my everyday life. But I think the thing is I'm in the process of making a couple classes right now. One of them is astrocartography, locational astrology, and then the other one is slow living. And I have a mini course available, but the main slow living course will be a bit bigger and more content, more intense in terms of like more information and meditations and things like that. But I still want to teach and like talk about this stuff, but I feel like we're wrapping up this theme. Like we're wrapping up slow living. I want to go more into intuitive living, which it's really slow living and intuitive living is very similar. But I want to, I think slow living is very closely connected with like minimalism or simplifying your life. And I love that stuff. I love that kind of content. But also I want to take it deeper. I want to talk about intuition and your body and your gut and how you sense things and you know things and like I want to help people get in touch with that more and trust in that and lean on that. Like I want to go further with it in a deeper way, and I feel like with this book and the course, I feel like this is kind of a completion about slow living. It's a completion because I learned, this has been my journey for 5 years, was learning slow living and how to live slowly. And, moving to France, I learned about slow living when I was living in Virginia. But then when I moved to France, it was a huge, like, it took it to another level. Like I had to start embodying it because life in France is so slow. And also I think, moving to France from the US, it's such a contrast. It's such a huge difference in energy and the pace and some of the values and the work lifestyle is so different that I had to rewire and reprogram my mind to not believe that life is about achievement and working hard. I still work, but I have fun. It's from a place of fun and excitement, and if something does well, it does well. If something doesn't do well, it doesn't do well. Like, there's no emotional attachment to outcomes or to how successful something is. It's like if it's fun, that's what matters. And that's a huge thing that, like, living slowly has taught me, and that's something that I had to rewire from my beliefs as a child living in the United States was achievement, accomplishment. That was what I learned. And I had to completely, like, move to another country to really get this, like, oh shit, there's another way to live life. There's a completely different way to live life. Like, you do not have to live at the pace of everyone else. You do not have to follow what mainstream media or the society is, like, glorifying and making some, glamorizing, right? Like, just forget it. It's all noise. Just listen to yourself. And so with the whole slow living thing, yeah, please talk about intuition. Yes, I will. I will, Ileana. Thank you. But yeah, with the whole slow living, it's just like I made so much, and I'm making so much with slow living, with the book and the course and all the videos I've made over the past 3 years, that it's like I'm ready to kind of continue, but in a different way, if that makes sense. And I also want to make more videos about my travels and things like that. So yeah. It's been so great connecting with you guys. If there's anything else you guys want to know about or any questions you have about the book, you can find the book link down below. I'll include it in a comment. But it's been such a fun process. I'm going to post the video maybe tomorrow, or maybe the next day. Let's see what feels fun. But I'm going to post, the journey and the experience of, what it was like from beginning to end, the process of writing the book, my thoughts on the book process, on, the fears, the hard part of writing this book and what that was. I'm going to talk about that in the next video. But actually, this is why I started watching your content. I did the opposite of what you did. I moved from Europe to the US, and you were so on point with your observations. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like moving to France woke me up. Like, it woke me up to life. And my dad's death. My dad's death and then moving to France was like, oh shit, there's another way to live. Another way to live. And it's so freeing. It's so freeing, when you stop chasing the things that you were told you should want because certain things should make you happy in life, more money, more accomplishments, like doing more things. We're told that achievement and success will make us happy. And that's not how it is. Some people are really ambitious, and it's like, yeah, go with the ambition. Maybe for some people, accomplishing a goal is like, oh my God, that was amazing. I feel so good. But for some people just want to be. Some people just want to, like, experience life and slow down and take it easy and still work, obviously, but not be so stressed about outcomes and whether or not something is successful. That's such an American way of thinking. It really is. I had no idea that other people, like, in different countries, like just going to, to France, going to Europe, it's like, it's not that big of a thing here. What an awesome way to spend a Saturday morning with my favorite YouTuber. Oh, Trace! Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. That really means a lot. Moving to America woke me up. Yeah. Yeah. But here's the thing, there's great things about the United States too. I've gotten, like, some comments and also some DMs from people who are like, why are you, like, being hard on America? It's like, I'm not being hard. I'm stating what I'm observing and what I'm noticing, and the lifestyle difference, and the values are different, and they're both great in different ways, like, the United States, like, I love Americans, like, I really do. Like, every time I visit the US, I'm like, "Yes, I love Americans." Like, they're so warm, especially in San Diego. Like, I'm from San Diego, and, people are so friendly. Like, you see someone on the street, and they'll talk to you for, like, 20 minutes. Honestly, this is something that also annoys me about, say, California is, like, everyone's always, like, talking for 20, 30 minutes on the sidewalk. It's like, "Okay, let's go," you know? But, I mean, people are just so friendly and so warm and so chatty and talkative in the US, and it's something I really miss. So there are things I love about the US, but I like Europe a lot more. Congratulations on your first live. Thank you for being so authentically amazing. Thanks, Tiny Lions. Bye for now. Take care, Nick. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for everything you give us. Yes, looking forward to your next videos. Thank you. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They both bring what we need. Exactly. And that's the thing about, the magic of being alive and being human and being here on earth is like, we're here to experience something. We're here to learn something. We're here to grow in certain ways. And, if we feel called to move to the US, to live in the US, and we love it there, we were meant to get that experience. We were meant to have that experience. We were meant to get something from that. I believe my own journey, I was meant in this lifetime to be born and raised in the US, to be very ambitious as a child, to be kind of like, I was born on a moon MC line. I mean, I've got a moon on my MC in my natal chart. It's like I was emotionally attached, the desire, the thirst to want to be ambitious, to be productive, to be successful. That was like my childhood programming. And in this lifetime, I was meant to leave to experience how a completely different way of life could be. The non-attachment to a career, the non-attachment, the emotional non-attachment to whether something's successful or not. There's just so much more to life. And I had to learn that by moving. You're one of my favorite content creators. Oh, thank you. From Ohio. Yay. Rich ancient history. Yeah. Europe. The values are remarkable. Yeah. Yeah, where is home, right? I know this is something I frequently think about. It's something I write about a lot in my journal is like, what is home? Where is home? What does that mean? Um, I have a video script. I've been wanting to make the video of it. But yeah, it's for me, home is wherever I am. It really is. Like I've thought about this a lot over the years, the last, 4 years or whatever. Like I've thought about like what is home? Where is it? It's right here. This is home. And when I move, the next place will be home. And where I am tomorrow, when I'm taking my walk on the beach, that will be home. The home is here. This is the home. I'm not attached to any place. Like there is no home for me on the planet except for right here, right now. This is my home. Awesome. Home, I meant, yeah. 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 For me, I don't know if France is my home, honestly. I don't know if I want to live here long term. There are other places I want to live for sure. I think if I were to settle down though, I would want to live in Strasbourg, in France. So far, if we're thinking like what place did I like the most? Strasbourg. Although I love this region and Basque region, it's so peaceful. It's like a haven. It's nature haven. It's just absolutely stunning here in Basque. But yeah, Strasbourg, it felt like a fit. Like it felt like a cozy sweater. It felt like a glove. Like it just fit me. Like Strasbourg felt like good to me. Yeah, yeah. So that's it for today's live stream. It's so fun to connect with you guys. If you guys want me to do more of these, let me know. Um, it's really important for me that I'm doing something that it's fun for me and it's exciting for me. If something's not exciting or fun for me, I won't do it, right? But the other thing is like there also has to be like some like, oh yes, yeah, like that interest. Because I want it to be both ways. It's a two-way street. Like YouTube is a two-way street. You got to make content that, that people want and will make them happy, but also it has to be in alignment with yourself. And so, yeah, if you do want to see more of these, just let me know. Please film your daily walk. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've made, I have lots of B-roll content, for videos. I've recorded some footage this week, that'll be in a video for next week. It's already uploaded. I'm just scheduling it. So yeah, I probably won't film the whole walk just for privacy reasons, I've had a lot of people ask me to do like apartment tours and like the home tour, and I won't do it just because of privacy. Like, as a woman, as a YouTuber putting my life publicly on the internet, I gotta, make sure I'm protecting the neighborhood, the home, the location of my house, all of that stuff because the internet's a crazy place. Yeah, please do more. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do some more. Yeah, perfect. That'll be fun. Oh, cool. Yeah, awesome. Well, so great connecting with you guys. My tea is cold. I had one sip of it. I did not drink any of this tea, but that's okay. I have some astrology readings to do next, and yeah, I'm gonna be going live on Patreon on our Zoom. If you guys don't know, I do have a Patreon. It's a place to support me as a YouTuber. If you want to chip in $2 a month, you can check over on my Patreon. It's a big, big, massive support. I've had it for the last 2.5 years, and it's been huge for me. It's been a huge way that I've been able to consistently produce content for so long is Patreon. But if you wanted to come on over, we do live Zoom calls where we all hang out together and we talk. And it's not just me talking, it's not just a monologue here. We do dialogue on Zoom. So, yes, awesome. Hi, Kristen. Oh, I love Kristen. Oh, she's an amazing YouTuber, by the way. Please go check out our channel, Kristen Melissa. She's an incredible YouTuber. Her videos are so great. She's a kindred spirit, such a kindred spirit. I see so much. We're so connected. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it's so great connecting. Check out my book if you want to get it. It's gonna be published, or it's gonna be out April 11th. April 11th. So if you want to pre-order, that's a huge way to support me. Pre-orders are a really big deal because in the book publishing world, the pre-order phase is the most important phase in the whole process because if there are, I hate like talking about this stuff. This is like I don't like talking about this stuff, but if there are a certain amount of pre-orders, then that will tell the publishing house to put the book in bookstores, Barnes and Noble, bookshops. If there aren't a lot of pre-orders, the book, it's going to be harder for the book to be seen. Like I'll be selling it, on Amazon, but in terms of like actually being out in the world, the pre-order phase is really important because that basically every single pre-order signals to the publishing house like, hey, we want the book. You should probably print some for bookstores. So if you want to support a girl out, you can do that. But again, I'm not emotionally attached to this. This was a labor of love. It was the process that I loved so much. Like writing this book was a heaven on earth experience, moment in time that I will look back on for years to come. It's one of the highlights of my life. And I'll be sharing that video with you guys soon of the process. But yeah, so great to see you guys. Have a magical day. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you for your support. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a magical day. Wherever you are on this beautiful, beautiful planet that's swirling in the middle of space right now, that's just in the middle of the galaxy, just swirling. And like, it's incredible. It's insane. We're here. We're here on Earth. How amazing is that? But I hope you have a magical day here on planet Earth, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.